I started thinking about this, the more I talked to people who were educated or who were in the medical field, either in the medical field or had some kind of firsthand experience with this, the more I felt, they said, "Oh, sure, that's great. I know people who did this, or it's absolutely fine. Your kidney, the other kidney just takes over." Many people are born with one kidney and don't even know it. The more educated people I talked to, the more I felt they communicated that this is something that is safe and possible to live just as healthy a life as you would otherwise. The people who know the least about it are the most frightened, I guess you could say, at the prospects of it. But then I started to call some people who had done it. My husband's aunt donated her kidney to her sister, and she basically said right off the bat, "It's the best thing I ever did in my life. No regrets." She was really encouraging, and she said that, she told me about, some of the details, some of the things that were difficult, but she said that she was so happy that she had done that. Her sister, she would probably not be alive if she hadn't. And, she'd had 3 children, and she'd done a lot with her life, but that was something that she felt the happiest and proudest about, that she had done that. Mm-hmm. And so after I talked to her, and I talked to another donor, and I actually, there's a couple more I want to call, I felt happy and again, reassured that I would be okay. Something interesting that they have there that I had no idea about is they have at the donor center that we're going to an advocate, they call her, for the donor. Mm-hmm. And she is there just to really, on my behalf, completely to hear any concerns I have. She's not part of my dad's team. The doctor he's looking at the whole picture, and of course he wants my dad to get a new kidney. The doctor said that this advocate was there just for me, and I thought that was great, because for my point of view, embarking on this, it's nice to have someone who is there for my behalf and mine alone to say, well, Karen's, if at any point I have a concern or anything like that, she can help me to figure out what to do about it. Mm-hmm. And I met with her this past week, and I talked to her about how I came to decide this, and she had a lot of things that she wanted to make sure that I knew what risks there are, as minimal as they are. By law, they have to tell you. They have to tell you about anything that went wrong, mm-hmm. even though it could have been 1 in 10,000. Even down to say, they could go through this whole procedure and you take your kidney, and then there could be a blood clot in it. They won't even get it into the transplant room, or something could go wrong to the point where you've gone through all this and it didn't even work. Mm-hmm. And just so I know, I can make my decision knowing that can happen. I'm willing to do it knowing that, there's no guarantees. As I said before, there's no guarantees. This is a fantastic transplant center. I feel like, we're in really good hands, but you can't be sure if it's gonna work, any of that. So even with that said, I would still, even if that happened, they took my kidney out and they were like, "Oh no, we can't continue. It's not gonna work. Whatever it is, if my dad's body rejects it, I'll still be okay with my decision. I'm not gonna sit around saying, 'Oh, why did I do that?' Mm-hmm. and regret it. I don't see the point in it. At this point, with the information I have, it's the decision that I want to make right now. I can't see the future, and if I made my decision based on minimal, percentage of risk of this or that or the other thing, I wouldn't do it. They've done what they have done, is done a lot of tests. I had to get up to date on all the tests that I needed to take as far as cancer screenings and things like that I would be doing anyway. But then blood tests, just a crazy amount of blood tests, and EKG. They're going to give me a CAT scan. That's the last one. I'm healthy enough for them to accept me as a donor, so whatever I'm doing is fine. But they said that, I mentioned that I take fish oil.
Mhm.
They said don't do that for 2 weeks. So really, there's nothing I need to do, I guess, except show up.